And now it's time once again for another edition of Wipe Those Tears. And now here is your host, the star of Wipe Those Tears, Jason DeCanio. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. What a group. Fantastic. Thank you. Too kind. Welcome to another edition of Wipe Those Tears. I'm your host, Jason DeCanio. It is episode number 19 on this last day of January 31st, 2024. And tonight, we are ready to go for another edition here of the NES games, now with the letter G. And tonight also, too, I have a fourth member of the group. He is a tier master that helped us a couple weeks ago. I invited him back. He accepted my invitation, so I'm happy to have him and, of course, our three regulars ready to go. I'm going to start off with, I guess, the man who's like has his back turned to the camera. Don't know why. He is the man from Florida. Let's welcome the Nostalgic Critic.
Hello, I'm nostalgic. Remember, so you don't have
to. Well, how's it going tonight?
Really?
Fantastic. Are you like taking on an alter ego or something here, Brandon?
That was really just that acting. I don't know his full personality.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, that's great. I mean, if you're gonna play an alter ego tonight, why not, right? Definitely, for all time's sake on that. That's cool. Okay. Well, how you been otherwise? How was your week?
All right, that was pretty good. Next, not this Friday, but next Friday, I turn 27.
Happy birthday to you there! Look at that, yeah. Well, we'll have a special birthday edition of Wipe Those Tears for you. We'll all sing happy birthday for you with an early birthday. I noticed you shaved.
Wow.
I noticed you shaved for the occasion, too. You look good, man.
Well, almost. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I did, but...
You got the goatee going like me. That's cool. It's
mascara I got.
Oh, okay. All right, well, good luck to you, my friend. Now, from what I like to call the area in the Midwest, you know, he filled in for Brandon Bogart 2 weeks ago, and we thought he was great, and now he's an official tier master because of his one-time appearance, and he's making a second appearance here to help us tonight. Welcome to the stage, Scott Seffy McVeigh. There he is.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing tonight?
That's right. The happy Seffy is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
No Pat, though. Oh, well, you know.
That's all right. Yeah. She's taking a break here tonight, so there you go.
That's right. More time to focus on the games here tonight. Doing okay?
Yes, I am, actually, Jason. How you all doing tonight so far?
We're fantastic. We're happy to have you with us as part of the group tonight, and I know you'll do well because you helped out with when Brandon had, you know, went out there and not feeling good, so he's appreciative of that. So you guys are going to be working all together in conjunction with each other tonight. That's a good thing, too. All right, we've got two more of my teammates here. The next one, of course, is the man who I swear to God, if he doesn't get to become the agent of the band Fish sooner or later, there's a situational problem here. Yeah. Please welcome from New Jersey, Gianni Pizzi.
Hello. It's gotta happen. I don't know when.
It's gonna happen sooner or later, and you know it's gonna happen. I have
to. Next time I go.
I have to.
Next time I go see Fish, we're hopefully gonna make it happen. I say that every time, but
you need to get there like your hands and knees and say, "Please, please, for the love of God."
I heard an echo.
Yeah. Not on my part. I didn't have an echo on my part. I turned my echo off. So somebody else has an echo going. Could have been Mark Leota. We don't know. He's looking like right now. Are you ready to play Gianni, AVGN?
Oh, yeah.
Of the tier? He's
That's
ready.
right. We have the AVGN. We had Nostalgia Critic, the two rivals.
We got the Nostalgia Critic and we got the Happy Seppi who's ready to go. But we also got our friend from Canada who's the real Mario freak of himself, and he knows it too. Here is Mark Leota.
Yeah, just barely making it to the studio on time after finishing watching Price is Right at night.
Oh my God! You really milked the clock, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess you could say, as Chris Smooth would say for those NBA 2K videos, you could say it was some shot clock cheese.
Wow! Well, Mr. Canadian himself, Mr. Mario Man, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How about you?
We are fantastic here. We're doing great, ready to go for the 19th episode here. This is the end of the month, gentlemen. We got through the first month of 2024 in one piece. Thank God. And now, as you know, we're all going to be set to play for this fantastic Wipe Those Tears in the G's. So I will, of course, give the rules and explain it to our audience or any newcomers. Here we go. Okay, now that the four of you are basically here, and I'm number 5, of course, we're all going to be looking at NES games from the letter G. All right?
Okay.
You are to rate these games 50 to 100, with 50 being the lowest, an F, 60 D, 70 C, 80 B, and 90 to 100 is an A. You'll base it on cover art, playability, compatibility, and everything else in the book. Okay? And of course, we'll go in that order that starts everything how it is, and then we'll go on a rotation basis. No more than 2 minutes on this, on each of the descriptions, because we do have 4 of you now. So this means it's going to go a little bit. We got to go a little bit faster to get more games in. Okay? So decide what you want to do. If you need to pass, please pass. Okay? That's just something there. And you guys can consult with each other. You can ask Gianni. He's an AVGN expert.
Mm-hmm.
All you guys are tier masters and have a little bit of expertise in each areas. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves. But it's once you get that final score in there, you cannot change it. Okay? All right, gentlemen, here we go. We're ready to go. Get ready, because we're going to open up the board right now. Okay. As you can see, we're in the G's. And the first game that we're going to be looking at tonight is the ever popular one that pretty much had like several different versions of it. And it's Galaga or Galaga or Galaxian or something of that sort. It's Galaga Demons of Death, and this is put out by Namco and Bandai, 2 great companies. February 15th, 1985. Let me give you a little bit of a history on this one. This is a fixed shooter arcade video game, and it was released by Midway Manufacturing. It is the sequel to Galaxian, 1979. Kind of think about that. You are controlling a starship, and the player is tasked with destroying the Galaga forces in each stage while avoiding enemies and projectiles. Pretty interesting. All right, so we go in the order that StreamYard has put you guys in, and it looks like Brandon Bogard, you were up first with Galaga.
Okay, so looks like a pretty simple and a fun looking one. Looking at the front cover, I'm not so sure if that's supposed to be a galaxy or whatever that's supposed to be. Either way, it's still a classic. I give it an 83.
You give it an 83. Okay. First one up on the board. He gets it an 83. All right. Now we go to Mark Leota, who's in second position. And for Galaga.
All right. Well, Galaga's always usually pretty fun. Always cool game. So I am going to give that a 90.
A 90. Ooh, he puts it in an A. Okay. All right, Scott, you're up for your first crack at Galaga.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer. I mean, so we're talking about an arcade classic here. You go to any retro arcade these days, you will always find a Galaga machine still in rotation. I have to give this a 95.
95 for Scott McVeigh. He goes and puts another A in there. And now the AVGN expert himself, Gianni Pizzi.
That's right. I mean, this is a classic arcade game. Haven't really played it much, but I'm looking at some screenshots of it. Looks just like on the arcade versions, just straightforward. Doesn't have that many differences, which is good, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with the cover art.
That might be a kind of a newer. Well, it was the NES cover. It's not so much the arcade cover.
That's what I'm talking about. The NES
Yeah.
cover.
So got to think in terms of it being licensed because it's got the seal right in the corner.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I do like it a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's another Bandai. I don't think we mentioned this is Bandai.
Bandai and Namco. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm gonna give this one 90.
90, and he gives it an A as well. All right, very good on that one. Okay, I have played Galaga. I've played kind of every kind of spin-off game of that sort, like Golf and Zaxxon and Galaxian, which is, of course, the sequel to Galaga, according to this whole thing here. So in this case, you know, with that kind of a cover art, as good as it looks, yeah, it looks like you're in another zone there. I'm gonna give it about a 91, and one up you guys on that one. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, we've got our 5 scores. Now we're gonna take it by 5. We're dividing now by 5, so let's see what we have for our average.
I think I've got all.
Well, you guys managed, and myself, to put it in not an A, but the B tier. Look at this, 89.8. Wow.
Oh, just missing the
Just
A.
missed the A's by 1 point, 1.2 to be, or 0.2, 0.2.
Missed it by that much.
Missed it by that much. Yep. All right. Well, it's still a good score for what it's worth there. So let's go ahead and get to the next game here, which looks like it's going to be, let me get the Wubba on. Now, this is Galaxy 5000. Yep, this is Galaxy 5000, the racing in the 51st century. This was put out actually by Activision, February 1991, unreleased. Ooh, another one of those unreleased games, you know? Interesting. But it is Galaxy 5000, Nintendo style. So think about that. Even though it was an Activision game, somehow Nintendo kind of had stuck its name in there. And this time we start with Mark Leota.
Okay. Definitely a futuristic looking cover there. Let's give that one an 87. And who is coming in?
87. I don't know who's that.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Stephen A. Smith. Is this the place for this football?
David, is that you?
Oh, God.
No, it's Stephen A. Smith. It's not
Danny Lewis again?
There you are.
Get inside here.
I was just on some guy named Trolling Nindo's stream. I thought it was Start Stop Football. Is it Start Stop Football?
Security.
No. You're the wrong show.
Those Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl by the year 2034.
Folks, I did not set that up for what it was worth. I had no idea who was that man, you know?
I don't like David.
I know that was David. I know that was.
We all know that was David because he would mock somebody like Stephen A. Smith, you know?
Nice try, David, but you can't fool us.
All right, so Mark, you said 87. I'll go ahead and ding it again because all right. Now we go to Scott for Galaxy 5000.
Yeah, here's another game that I had very little knowledge about, though. So I'm just going off the cover arts and all that stuff. It looks nice, but I don't think it's that great. So unfortunately, I had to give it a 75.
75. Well, that's still a passing, score on that. Let me read off some of that description for you. Sorry, was not able to do that before. It's a racing game developed by Activision for the Nintendo, and the video game takes place in the future using an outer space atmosphere featuring futuristic craft that can battle each other for the finishing spots in the race. Plain and simple. Nothing out of the ordinary, but Activision, of course, is a very good company for what it's worth. All right, Gianni, you're up with Galaxy 5000.
Okay. Haven't heard of this game. Definitely do like the cover art. Racing the Century definitely looks cool. I think. I like the title screen from what I'm seeing of it, and the logo. And the gameplay looks awesome. It means pretty much auto racing in space in the future. Like this is in the year 5000. This is what it should be in the year 5000.
5000, right? We won't know what's going on in the year 5000 by the time.
I mean, there's some other games we'll get to, like Ray 2020, which is nothing like the real 2020.
Right.
Exactly. We'll get to. I'm gonna give this one though 94.
94. Ooh, Gianni's giving it an A. Okay, now we go to the man, the nostalgic critic himself, Brandon Bogard.
That's what I think of this.
Really? A pew?
Because while I like the front cover, unfortunately, the images on the back, they look way too confusing. They make the game a little more complicated. And that last one with all the green, I don't even know what the hell that is. I got to give it 68.
Ah, he's giving it a D and he buzzes it. All right. Well, to each their own on it again. We went from a high 94 to a low 68, and now it's up to me here. Galaxy 5000. I've never played this game. I didn't even think it existed. I didn't even think for a minute that Activision would share its goodies with Nintendo. Right, Gianni? I mean, Activision was its own body of games. I mean, you don't screw with that and then say, hey, we'll just drop it off to Nintendo. We'll make it and they'll seal it, Pat. But I love the cover art. I mean, simplified. It's a space race game. I have to go with an 85. All right. So that's pretty good. 85, even though I haven't played the game myself. We have our 5 scores, so let's see what we're averaging.
I think I've got all.
Well, Galaxy 5000 is actually going to be in the B tier, and this time it's 81.8. Wow. Interesting. Even with Mr. Bogard's low score, it didn't matter because everybody else with Gianni's high score kind of it was in the high 90. It was going to be an A if it kept going the way it did, but in this case, all right, not too bad. Let's go to the next game here. That was weak. Thank you. Looks like it's Gargoyles or something here.
Gargoyles 2.
Yeah.
Gargoyles Quest 2, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see. GANS.
Gargoyles
Quest 2, The Demon Darkness. Yes. Capcom, July 17, 1992. This is an action-adventure game released by Capcom, the prequel to Gargoyles Quest, part of the Ghosts and Goblins franchise, and features a similar gameplay style which combines adventure elements with side-scrolling action in a macabre fantasy setting. Wow. I don't know if I pronounced macabre or macabre. Did I pronounce it right? Please correct me. Must have. I don't know. Speak now or forever hold your peace, as they say. Okay. Scott McVeigh, you start us off with Gargoyles Quest 2.
Okay, I have tried the Game Boy version of this. Thank you, Switch Online. I don't think I played this version of it, but I have good feelings. If it's anything similar to the Game Boy version, then this NES version is going to be pretty just as good. Though I'm still going to give it a pretty good score. Let's say 87.
87 for Scott McVeigh. Okay. All right. Now we go to Gianni Pizzi with Gargoyles 2.
I heard of the Gargoyles Quest games. Had no idea they were part of the Ghosts and Goblins franchise. I thought it was like actually the first one, the Gargoyles Quest, was the sequel, Demon's Crest, I think.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, I think what I remember having seeing this on the Virtual Console on the 3DS. I never bought it, but I remember they had this on there, and I remember seeing the title screen from it, and I thought it was so cool. For an NES game, I really liked it. I definitely do like, I think, the cover art, even some of the graphics. Definitely, we were driving, wherever main character is, definitely looks cool. 86.
How much?
86.
86. Oh, Scott McVeigh one-upped him. Even though he went lower on him, that's okay. All right, still 86 is good. And now we go to Brandon Bogard for his take on Gargoyles 2.
So, looking on the images in the back cover, it looks like a nice, interesting quest. I like the front cover. When it said ugly creatures on the back cover, I looked at the front cover and I thought, yep, that's just about correct.
Yep.
So I give this another one up, 87.
You're doubling Scott McVeigh's score. Okay. Good. Nicely done. You got it. And another 87 there. All right, now we go to Mark Leota for his take on Gargoyles Quest 2.
I don't think I've played any of the Gargoyles games, actually, but I've seen gameplay of the first one, I think. Actually, the first one got remastered just recently, so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's definitely pretty cool. I'm going to go 88 on this one.
You're gonna one up. Wow. Okay, you all one up both of them. Wow. Okay. I mean, I've seen it all before, but then again, what it's for, what it's worth. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, we got a game out. Okay, we got a game out of sequence for the next one here. I've never seen this game before. To be honest with you, the Gargoyles game, I mean, I don't know. Interesting game, nice cover art, I must say. But again, I'm looking at it like, okay, yeah. Almost looks like X-Men from the way the front cover looks, Something like from Marvel or from DC Comics. I don't know if it was based on something of that sort. Like I said, never played the game, so I'm going to give it a passing grade. I will pass it and say 76. 76, okay. All right, now we have our 5 scores, so let's see where we stand on average here.
I think I've got all.
Wow, guys, it's 84.8, another B. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Very interesting. Huh. You guys getting a lot of B's because we're all we've got 5 people in the mix here, an odd number instead of an even number of people, so that's kind of going to make it very interesting. All right, we have a game out of sequence, actually, but we'll play it anyways. Somehow they decided to put this game in here. It's called Battle Tank. I don't know why they did that, but let me give you the rundown on Battle Tank here because you'll be interested to know. Give me the B here. All right, let's look at Battle Tank real quick. This should have been way back when we first started this whole thing. This is by Imagineering Absolute Entertainment, September 1990. And it's an action video game released by Absolute Entertainment. The game is similar to the Atari game Battlezone and supports one player. It was considered to be a poorly designed game as it was intended to become a space flight game for the Commodore 64 during its development. And this time we start with Gianni for Battle Tank Out of Sequence. Johnny, unmute yourself, please.
About that. I mean, you said it was like a poorly designed. Whatever.
It was according to them, it was poorly designed. Yeah, I'll read the. It was let's see. It was considered to be poorly designed as it was intended to become a space flight game for the Commodore during its development.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the title screen of it now. I don't really kind of like what I'm seeing. A lot of like brownish, yellowish. I do not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give this one definitely a low grade. Even with the cover art, not big much of a fan. I gotta tell you, like I do like. I think when you actually get to the gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
with I guess like the dashboard, we've been seeing that kind of a lot. So I definitely do like that. But I guess the cover art and the title screen, kind of a low one. I'm gonna have to buzz it 67.
67. He buzzes it. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Now we go to Brandon Bogard for Battle Tank Out of Sequence.
Badly designed?
The gameplay.
I
Not
call
the-
bull. No, really. This looks pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting bad design from. I'm giving that 91.
You're giving it a 91. Oh, high A. All right. Very good.
Yeah, what the are they talking about?
I don't know. Maybe they thought they had something not going with the game and trying to copy from Battlezone, from the Atari version. You go with 91, and that's your scoring. You're on the verge of it. Mark, you're up next with Battle Tank Out of Sequence.
Yeah. Don't know why this is out of order all the way down here like this, but
I don't know either what they were thinking. Maybe they got bored and decided to put a B game in with the G's or something. I don't know.
No, it says Gary Kitchens Battle Tank.
Yeah, that's
oh, that's why. Okay.
yeah.
Got an
Well,
answer.
that makes sense now.
Well, the print on that was so small.
I know.
You could read Gary Kitchens unless you actually see the cover art. Okay.
All right.
But
Well,
okay, so all right, that makes sense. Thank you for the update there.
all right. Well, all that aside, I'm gonna give this one a 95.
A 95. Look at you with another A there. Okay. Scott McVeigh, you're up with Gary Kitchen's Battle Tank. Gary Kitchen, what a name.
Yeah, exists, yeah. Like I said, I'm reading the wiki at the moment here. It actually says this is close to the old arcade game Battlezone from Atari.
Yeah.
And just updated graphics and everything like that. While the gameplay looks really good from the screenshots, the cover art is just plain and dark and blah. I'm going to have to give this a 70 at best.
A 70. He still passes it, but he's really low on it. Okay. That's all right. I mean, that's still a passing grade. 70 to 79 is a C. So yeah. Now I've played Battlezone before, but I don't think I played Battle Tank. But like you said, if it's a knockoff of Atari, it's got to be the same graphics wise. So I imagine if I did play this game, I'd probably have just as much fun. Probably with the controls different and everything. I wonder if the scoring was the same. I like the cover art. I think it's fantastic with that setting sun, like almost going into the nighttime background. I'm going to give this one 89. Ooh, 89. Yeah, not quite an A, but a B because I'll give it high points on the cover art again. So, all right, we've got our 5 scores. Here we go with the average.
I think I've got all.
Wow, this one's going to get another B, gentlemen. You guys have had 4 straight Bs, and this is 82.4. Wow. Woo! Oh, boy. That's really good. I'll tell you. You got to kind of think to yourself, why not, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so, all right. Okay, we got noise in the background there. Okay. Hey, we're at the first end of the first half hour here at 9:30. That is the signal there. And usually what we're going to be doing in the next weeks to come, we'll be actually taking a break and going into commercials and all that fun stuff. So hopefully we'll be taking a break, maybe a 5-minute break so you can get to go to the bathroom and anything of that sort. This is the time when we would do that live. And hopefully my computer will not crash with commercials.
Oh.
At that point, we won't know what we won't go there on it, but we're thinking about that. Maybe we'll see. Okay, next up, gentlemen, is Gauntlet 2. All right, we're back in we're back with the. Let me put the G's up there, and this is Gauntlet 2, and this one is put out by Mindscape, September 1990. And it's a 1986 arcade game produced by Atari Games that serves as the immediate sequel to the original Gauntlet, which was released the previous year. And like its predecessor, Gauntlet 2 is a fantasy-themed top-down dungeon crawler game and was released as a dedicated cabinet as well as a conversion kit, both available in 2-player and 4-player versions. We now go back to the top of the order here with Brandon Bogart.
So with this one, I like the front cover. I see that a nice background there, nice looking characters. Images in the back cover, it looks pretty decent. I'll give this 89.
89, okay, very good.
Where is all that coming from?
Johnny, mute yourself until you're ready to.
Sorry.
Background noise.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Hold on. There we go.
Okay, that's fine. When you're ready, when you're ready to give your crit, you can turn your mic back on. Okay, Mark, you're up with Gauntlet 2.
Okay, Gauntlet 2. Never played it. Never really heard of it.
Okay.
But I guess this looks pretty nice and everything. So 71.
71. A little bit of a low C, but still a passing grade on that. Scott McVeigh, Gauntlet 2.
Okay, I love this one here because actually, first of all, this and the original were great arcade games. I had lots of good memories playing these when I was younger as well. One thing I really appreciate about this version is that it has a 4-player ability with the multi-tap, so you can actually do 4 players at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually really fun that way. Artwork looks really, really nice, though. A little extra darkness, though, just to show the broodingness. I'm giving this a good old 93.
93, a low A, but still an A. There you go. Okay, Gianni, you're up with Gauntlet 2.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of the first Gauntlet, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Don't think I knew there was a second one, but I feel like we've seen a lot, whatever this cover art is. I feel like we've seen a lot of cover arts that kind of look like this. A lot of whatever those guys are. Kind of looks cool. The background, definitely cool.
Mm-hmm.
The castle, purple color scheme.
Yeah.
Definitely like it. I'm gonna give this one 82.
82. Okay, that's a low B, but still good enough for a ding. Okay, the Gauntlet series, I've I probably remember them, but I don't think I remember playing them. Not even in the cabinet games, because I guess at that time frame, that those were just a little bit tougher games for me when I was growing up. So, maybe if I was a little bit older, maybe I would have gotten more involved with it. Even later on, in that I never went to those two games to kind of like get involved with the NES library. My question, Gianni, to you, and is that AVGN, did he do a series on this?
I don't know if he has, but I feel like he's mentioned this game, at least the first Gauntlet, at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done a game.
A play on it with them and Mike and all those guys, and
maybe with Mike. I don't.
Oh, okay. No, I just was curious to see.
Oh, Mike has done it. Mike has played this one.
I believe so. One of them
live,
has taken it. Yeah, taking the game for game on it.
I don't think AVGN. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cover art wise, it looks fantastic. So on that, I'm going to give it a 90 and call it a night on that one. Yeah. Okay. We have our 5 scores. So let's go ahead and average it out.
I think I've got all.
Well, that is another B, gentlemen. Look at that. 85 even. Oh, boy. That is 5 Bs in a row tonight. You guys are right around the mid to high Bs. That's interesting. So you've covered almost every kind of ground on it. Can't get quite to the A yet. But again, with 5 of us, it's a little bit more difficult to try to get that A. But we'll see what we can do in this next one, where we have the first Gauntlet. And let me tell you about this one, because this is of course, the original Gauntlet. So this is by Tengen, actually, July 1988. And it's a 1985 fantasy theme hack and slash arcade game developed by Atari Games. It is noted as being one of the first multiplayer dungeon crawl arcade games. The core design of Gauntlet comes from 83's Atari 8-bit dungeon crawl game Dandy, which resulted in a threat of legal action. It also bears striking similarities to the action-adventure maze game Time Bandit. Okay, so at that point, now we go to Mark Leota with his look at the first Gauntlet.
Yeah, never played the first one either here, the first Gauntlet. But, oh man, I tell you, they really knew how to do covers back then, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
All right, 86.
86. That's still a good score for, considering. Yep. Okay, Scott McVeigh, the first Gauntlet.
Yeah, this was the original one here. It's also, actually, I do prefer the second one a little better for one big reason. In the original, you had, in the original arcade version, whatever character you chose, that's what you were stuck with, though. If you were chosen player 1, you were stuck as the fighter and all that there as well. At least with Gauntlet 2, they let you choose your class, though, depending on no matter which position you were in as well. But the original is still fun. Tengen actually has always been known for, being ones to actually surpass and actually try to cheat their way past the NES lockout chip. So I still like this game a lot. It's very similar to the other one. Again, another 93 for me.
Another 93. He like the Gauntlet 2. He gives it the same score as the first one. Nicely done. Okay, Gianni, the first Gauntlet.
Okay. Like I said, this is the one I have heard of. Don't think I knew it was an arcade game, but definitely could be definitely looking at it. Definitely could be an arcade game. I'm gonna definitely do like the cover art. I mean, Mark said they know how to do some cover arts back then.
Mm-hmm.
I like the what do you call it, the title screen.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of gray, but there's a lot.
You muted yourself again.
Whoops.
Unmute yourself, please. We can't hear you. He's trying, but he can't.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. I must have trying to type something. I hit some. I must have hit.
Whoops.
You must have hit the mute button on your sub part.
I might have hit Command down. I don't know how I did Command D. I think.
Okay, go ahead and give us your. You haven't issued a score yet, so go ahead and repeat what you were going to say.
I'm gonna give this one. You don't know this was an unlicensed one.
No, this was not. This was not unlicensed. It was released in July of '88.
I'll tell you. Well, the Tengen games have different cartridges.
Right.
That's what.
Yes.
That's why I thought it was unlicensed, because the different cartridge
was actually unreleased. But still in July of '88, which was still a good year for NES games.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna give this one 86.
86. Okay, we got another score there. Okay, now we go to Brandon Bogard with Gauntlet.
So while I'm kind of with Scott, I do like the second one's look a little better. Mostly because I'm looking at the images in the back cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. The floor is the same color.
Right.
Like that makes it going to a new place a little difficult. But at least I like the front cover, even though I wish the wizard's hand was a little more light up like in the second one. So I'm gonna give this 82.
82. Okay, still a good score for Brandon Bogard there. Okay, on the Gauntlet series again. Never, like I said, if I was a little bit older, maybe I would have got involved with it. But I must say, I like this one much better than the second one because you can actually see the characters. The background brings the characters like they're just ready to jump off the box and come to life. And I like this one so much, it sparks me 98. Oh, yes.
Wow.
98.
Almost a perfect.
Almost a perfect.
Yep.
But that cover art really says a lot to me about that. So let's see the average for the scores.
I think I've got all.
Well, even with my 98 score, it did not get it to the A's. It's another B. Look at this, guys. 89. Oh, my gosh. So the Gauntlet series actually scored 2 Bs, but overall you have now scored 6 Bs on this on tonight's show.
Wow.
Wow. That's good. You know, very good on the above average. All right, let's go to the next game here and see what we have. Looks like Gemfire is up next here. Or Gemfine. No, Gemfire. Gemfire. Yep, Gemfire Royal Blood. This is by Koei or Kyo. Yep, August 29th, 1991. And this is in its Super Famicom version, medieval war game for MSX, Nintendo, Super NES, FM Towns, Mega Drive, Genesis, DOS, and later Microsoft Windows, developed by Koei. The object of the game is to unify a fictional island by force. Players use infantry, cavalry, and archers, as well as fantasy units such as magicians, dragons, or gargoyles in order to capture the castle needed to control that particular territory. A sequel, Royal Blood 2, was released in the Japan market for Windows. You know, I got to say something about that, but it's not my turn. Right now, it's Scott McVeigh's turn, and he will start us off with Gemfire.
Yes, as you can tell, this is actually a strategy video game here, and you can sink a lot of hours into it if you really need to as well. And what's kind of funny is this was barely released just a few months before the Super Nintendo version, and actually even before the Mega Drive or Sega Genesis versions as well, though. It's a pretty decent game, and Koei has always been really well known for the strategy titles. Looking at the box art alone, I have to say it looks pretty nice, but I have to still give it only an 83 because it's, you know, I have to put it's not exactly super exciting. It's just a guy with a sword, though. So there you go.
All right, 83. Not bad on that one. It's still a low B. That's pretty good. And now we go to Gianni Pizzi for Gemfire.
Okay, haven't heard of this one. Definitely. Yeah, they said that they released this right before they released the Super Nintendo one, which I guess makes sense why it kind of pretty much looks like the same game, which is um good, but kind of updated the graphics from it. I kind of don't really like. Not a big fan of the cover art from it. Definitely could have done a little better on that. I might give this one 73.
73. All right. 10 less than Scott McVeigh, but still a passing grade. Now we go to Brandon Bogard for his look on Gemfire.
So, all right. I do like the front cover,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of like that there's a map, and there's like images of the enemies. Yeah, I'll give this an A on that one, 93.
93.
Yeah.
Okay, very good on that. Nicely done. Oh, by the way, that signal with that was not for you, Brandon. It was for Gianni to mute his mic. So don't.
What
If you
signal?
see me do that, that means cut your mic, not cut. No, I didn't mean. I was going to tell you you were fine on your time there. That was not for you to hurry up. Okay, don't worry about that. You're good. Mark, you're up with Gemfire.
Yeah, another one that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
All right. Not sure what to make of this one, honestly. I'll give it a 79.
79. Still a good score, though. I mean, when you think about it, it's a high C. All right, Gemfire. I was going to say something at the beginning of this, but I said I'll wait my turn. This game reminds me of Warlords for the Atari. When you got the castle and you got to throw your fire and you got to do with the gargoyles and all this stuff. That kind of reminds me a little bit about it, even though I've never played Gemfire. But the way that they described it with the description reminds me a lot of Warlords, even though it's kind of on a much greater scale. So having not played this game with the cover art alone, too much blue, I think. And I think Johnny and me can see that there's way too much blue in there. And you always see a portion of it. Now, if the whole background showed like a dark sky where the guy was on the horse instead of just in the circle, we'd have a better look at it. But using too much blue kind of just ruined it for me. So I'm going to say 71. No, 71. Yeah, that's pretty much, the way I think about it. That I love the color blue, but I think too much blue is no good. All right, let's look at the average of the scores here.
I think I've got all.
Well, it's not a B, gentlemen, but it is a C. A first C tonight. 79.8. It was close to being a B, but those low C scores kind of brought it down a little bit. So Gemfire goes in the C tier. Okay, we're up next. with one I think we're all kind of familiar with as far as the name, and it's Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan. Yes. Otherwise known as Shiroki Majaka or Genghis Khan. This is Koi or something like that. Yeah, this is there we go. Yeah, Genghis Khan. Once again, Genghis Khan. Thank you. All right. Yeah, this one is put out April 20th, 1989, and it's a turn-based strategy game developed by Koei, originally released for the NEC PC 9801, MSX and Sharp X68000 in 1988, the DOS and NES in 90, and the Amiga in 1990. It's actually the second game in the series after a 1985 Oki Aka Akame to Shiroka Majaka. Did I pronounce that? My Japanese is so bad. Wow. The game takes the player inside the virtual life of either Genghis Khan or one of his arch rivals. Yeah. Got to arrange the marriages of the father, children, appoint family members to governmental positions, and fight in order to conquer the old world. There you go. All right. Who started that last game before? Was that Scott?
I think I did. I'm not sure.
I think so. Okay, so we go to Gianni for this one. Okay.
Okay. So I think this is the same company that made the last one.
Yep.
Yeah, and it pretty much kind of looks a lot like that last game, whatever it was, Gemfire. It kind of looks a lot like that with the back cover. Also, that one screen with the map kind of looks like a lot similar. So yeah.
No, Danny, that was David St. Dennis pretending to be Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Mark.
Yeah.
Our boy, Game Show Fan 2001 likes to joke around as well.
Yeah, he appreciated your costume there, nostalgic. Okay, Johnny. So continue.
Yeah. They. I feel like this is the only kind of game I guess they know how to make. I mean, there's with the cover art of the NES one. There's kind of. I mean, they've improved a little bit, but there's a lot of. I don't know. Some of that one like creepy face in the back is just. I don't know, kind of off. I'm gonna give this one. He's just staring at you.
Yeah.
74.
74. Okay, that's about a low C. We'll give you that. Before we go on here, yeah. Danny's laughing his heart off that one. Okay, now we go to Brandon Bogard for Genghis Khan. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So my biggest question is, why? I mean, there's most of the game. Why is it called Genghis Khan?
I don't know. Maybe because he's Japanese, or Genghis is Chinese, or
it's Mongolian, but you get the idea.
There you go. Right? Yeah. From your lips to God's ears there, Scott,
To me, I guess most of the gameplay is sort of there. I'm going to give this 77.
77. Oh, okay. Another C, but still a passing grade.
Yes, 77. No refunds.
Okay, Mark Leota, you're up with Genghis Khan.
Well, definitely very interesting title. Don't know whether that's supposed to be Japanese or what.
Scott said it was Mongolian.
Right? Oh, Mongolian. Okay.
Yeah. Remember, he was a Mongolian emperor, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Go into the low 80s here. 82.
82. Okay. Very good. All right, Scott. Now.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, like I said, it's another strategy game from Koei. Basically, it's what they did from the early days, though. I noticed that they changed their tune when they came in the early 2000s with that awesome Dynasty Warriors series. But going back to this, like I said, simple, thing. It's going to immerse you for a long time. But the cover art, I understand it's definitely Mongolian style art with the beautiful princess in the front, but that laughing face is a little too extra creepy. Sorry, but 66.
Oh, he buzzes it and gives it a 66. Ooh. Okay. Well, what was that? Wow. Holy cow. That was a heavy buzzer, but it kind of skipped. There we go. Now we gave it that. All right, 66 for you. And now Genghis Khan, or what I like to call Genghis Kant. Genghis can't do nothing but sit there and smoke his head off, And you say he's Mongolian, okay? All I can think about is a Mongolian barbecue right now. Some of that Korean beef, stir-fried vegetables, and some other good stuff on a Chinese buffet. Great cover art. Love it. I mean, but he's smiling too much, man. He's just having way too much fun. So in this case, I'm going to give it, I think it's a great cover art. I'm going to give it an 85. Okay. Still a good score. Not bad. Let's see what the average is for these 5 scores here. Good luck.
I think I've got all.
Well, Genghis did not get any higher than a C, unfortunately. 76.8. Your second C of the night, gentlemen. All right, not bad. You know, hey, it's not a D. Let's put it that way. So, okay, we're up to the second half hour. It's ended. We're going into the next hour with 4 minutes left. You guys all good? Need to take a break?
I do need to use the
Good.
restrooms. Right back.
Okay, we'll pause here, and in the meantime, we'll do a little bit of chit chat here, and while Scott goes to the little men's room here, we've got some time for some of our team masters. Johnny,
From Dr. Little Nell's room.
that's right. We won't make a move on until he comes back. There, Gianni, I was going to ask you about Genghis Khan. Did AVGN do a Genghis Khan
I
playoff?
don't know if he has. He could, I think.
Yeah. But he never mentioned it in any of his regular Nintendo Nerd game
I don't
episodes.
know if he has. He might have mentioned later Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
But
Well, we definitely know that he did talk about Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 because
oh yeah. Oh, we're coming up to that.
yeah, we're coming up
And
to
Ghosts
it.
and we have 3 in a row, and Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah,
Please.
definitely. I mean, that was all part of not just separate episodes, but I think he also did it during the Halloween episodes too, right?
Ghostbusters, I don't think he did during Halloween
No,
on the
you
air,
might be
but
right
Ghosts
about
and Goblins, he definitely did.
that. Right. Yeah. Because he highly just said they were so bad.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back, Scott. Yeah, we were just talking to Gianni about some AVG things on the last game of Genghis Khan, and no, there wasn't anything of that sort. But then we were talking about, he definitely talked about Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, which is coming up in a couple more games. But right now, first off on this next list of G's, we now have George Foreman's Knockout. Look at this. Ooh, a boxing game. Another one of those boxing games. Let me give you the one. George Foreman's KO Boxing by Beamsoft and Acclaim Entertainment. Another 2 good companies. Unreleased, but came out in December of 1992. You are, of course, this is featuring George Foreman. 3 years later, Acclaim released another game with Foreman called Foreman for Real. In the 16 and Nintendo 8-bit versions, the player assumes the role of George Foreman, who at 43 years old is pursuing a quest to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world by uniting the title belts of 3 fictional boxing circuits. Wow. Okay, so we go back to the top of the list here with Brandon Bogard to start it off.
So, well, I kind of am wishing that there was for a little bit of better graphics,
Mm-hmm.
as it looks a little pixely,
Yeah.
but I'm quite impressed. I give this 91.
91. Okay. A low A, but still a very good score there. Okay, Mark Leota, George Foreman's KO Boxing.
I kind of known Foreman to be more of a more of a grill maker than a boxer.
Yeah, the infomercial man with the Foreman grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
All
you
right.
know,
77 for this one.
77. Okay. A little bit of a high C there. Scott McVeigh, George Foreman's KO Boxing.
Oh, brother. First of all, I'm going to have to say, I've been waiting for this one for a while for one big reason. This is the most generic cover you could ever put onto a video game. Of just a guy smiling with a plain background and two big letters behind him. I hate to do this, but I have to give it the lowest score I can give of 50.
Oh no.
50, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's buzzing it. Oh boy. And he gives it a badass 50. Oh boy. All right. Well, that's the way Scott feels about it, you know. You gotta go with the goose with the gander there. Johnny, you're up with George Foreman's KO boxing.
AVGN has not done this one. He definitely should, I think.
Yeah, right. He
which I
didn't do
don't
too
think
many
he-
boxing games, I don't think, nor any sports. He stayed away from any kind of,
Not really.
sports
He
game.
did the Rocky game.
Yeah, that's true. You're
Master
right.
System.
that.
But
But
that was
because
it.
he was doing failed movies, remember he was comparing the movie to the video game and how the movie
Yeah,
in the video game. That's why how Rocky showed up.
exactly. Yeah.
You're right about that. I knew there was a connection. When he did the same thing with the E.T. The movie, he says, E.T. great movie, sucky game. Indiana Jones.
A lot of
Great
the
movie.
movies.
A lot of the
Yeah.
movie games suck so badly.
Yeah.
But this, right. But here we are
But
with
this-
an additional boxing game. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one kind of looks pretty much exactly like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Even some of the sprites, the background. They're using like a famous boxer as like the title character. Not really. They're kind of copying off of that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give this one 60.
Oh, a buzz for that one. 60, a D. We got a D and an F. Okay. We now go to I think we got everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's my turn here, huh? Okay. Look, I like George Foreman. I like his grill. I've had one. I don't remember the guy actually in the boxing circuit because I was too young, probably wasn't even born. But like you said, him shouldering like this, that's a sign that he's really not interested. And he's like, why am I smiling with no shirt on?
Yeah.
It should be called George Foreman's OK Boxing, not KO, right? The
Yeah.
letters should be reversed.
Or next time, get consent first.
Exactly.
There
Well,
you go.
I tell you, too much blue again. I don't know what is it with the blue? Oh my god, really? They could have put it on a red background and he would have actually been better. You know? 56. Bad, real bad. Yeah, this one might be a D or an F with the way we were going, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and see what the average is for 5. Oh, yeah.
I think I've got all.
Well, even with the 2 F scores, mine and Scott's, it still held its own at 66.8, unfortunately. So it does get a horn. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, 66.8. Not good enough for not bad, but not bad enough to be an F. That would have been only your eighth F if you had it there, but it became a D. And in the D column right now, you have 10, 20, 35 Ds. Wow.
Mm.
All right. Next up is our Ghostbusters series. And this time, of course, we start out of sequence with Ghostbusters 2. Let me give you the lowdown on this one. It was put out by Activision. Oh, boy. Imagineering and Activision, April 1990. So that's a year after the movie came out. And it was based on the 1989 film of the same name, was released in the United States in April of 90, followed by a United Kingdom release in March of 91. In Europe and Japan, HAL Laboratory released its own Ghostbusters 2 game called New Ghostbusters 2. It's a side-scrolling action game, features various levels, including one which the player as a Ghostbuster must avoid giant spiders and ghosts in a sewer. The game also allows the player to drive the Ectomobile, whoosh, which must avoid obstacles and yada, yada, yada. You know how it's all played here.
Mhm.
Okay, so we now start this with Mark Leota.
Okay, I'm not going to do any more of that jingle. I don't want us to get copyrighted.
No.
Yeah.
I was
Still,
almost playing the song myself, and I'm like, nah, we don't want to do that.
but
Yeah.
still, cool looking game though.
Yeah.
All right. I will give it a. Let's see. I'll give it an 80.
Give it an 80. Okay, it's about a B right there. Not bad. Okay, Scott McVeigh, Ghostbusters 2.
Well, let's just say this cover art looks really good. You get all four of the main guys and the cast members with the logo.
And the two.
Great though, yeah, and the two. Like I said, I think this is really nice looking actually. Even though in the game is definitely better than the original game, no matter what you say. So I'm going to give this a good old 90.
A 90. Okay, a B and an A. Nicely done. Okay, Gianni, Ghostbusters 2.
All right, so we, as mentioned before, we know AVGN has done all the Ghostbusters games.
Yeah.
You know how bad they are. This one though is slightly more tolerable. I mean, the movie wasn't
The
that
movie
good.
was supposed to be worse than the first one. The sequel was actually worse than the original, as we all agreed on. But
But the game, the second game is better than the first game.
which is a shock reversal.
I know.
That's how it usually goes with movies and game tie-ins. That usually goes.
Yeah,
It
usually.
was good. And there's also, you see all four Ghostbusters there. There are only 3 of them in that first one. So definitely slightly better. I'm going to give this one 76.
76. Okay. All right. Still a middle C there. And now we go to Brandon Bogard with Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2. So,
I put that one in there, and this one too. Okay.
Oh God. Okay. Where was I?
Okay,
Shoot.
you was on Ghostbusters 2. That's what you was on.
Yeah. So because I'm a little confused with this movie, taking a ride with the Statue of Liberty on the back, and one of the images on the back cover.
Yeah.
And I was expecting it to be those images to be a little darker. On the fourth one, the white one, sort of, but there's still a lot of white there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give the Ghostbusters 2. I'm gonna give that 74.
74. Okay, still a passing grade.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never played either of the Ghosts. I played the first one more than the second one. Yeah. I played the first one more than the second one. Let me say this also too. Original was better than the sequel on the movies. Cover art wise, this one shows a lot of good stuff going on. You've got the 4 guys and the ghost with the number 2. Perfect. Title is great. Activision comes out with a beautiful cover art. Although the gameplay, once again, yeesh. Didn't play the second one as much as the first one. So in this case, I have to give it 75. Okay. Still about a C there. Yep. And I think somebody one-upped me on that, and I think that was Peter Bogart. He one-upped me with a 76. Very good. Okay, so let's see what we've got with the average for these.
Wait a minute, did I?
I think you did.
74.
Oh, I one-upped you.
I think I've got all.
Oh, I thought you did a 76 there, but no, if I wound up you, that's fine. 79 is what we're looking at. Gentlemen, it's another C. Okay. That looks pretty good. All right, let's see if we can do better with the original here. We'll bring up that. Here we go, guys. This is the one we've been hoping to critique for so long. This is the good one right here. It's Ghostbusters, the original by Bits Corporation, Tomoko Shoten, and Activision, September 22nd, 1986, 2 years after the movie came out. Wow. So, yeah. Covers many titles and gaming systems and encompasses the history of the Ghostbusters media franchise since the original film released in 1984. Was designed by David Crane for the Commodore, published by Activision in 84. It was ported to other home computers, the Atari 2600, Master System, and the NES. And Crane wrote the game in 6 weeks, based in part on an incomplete project called Car Wars about armed automobiles in a city. This led to the ghost vacuum of the Ecto-1, something not present in the film. Wow. A little bit of a kind of what you call a little bit of a history on that. So this time we're starting with Scott McVeigh.
Well, let's just be honest. Gianni will agree with me with this. AVGN hates this game with a passion.
We all can see that, yes. We've seen his bad critique about movie games and how the movies are better than the games. Yes.
Yes, it is true.
That. Very
like
true.
I said, this is one of the most difficult versions of the game that ever was released. Even the Commodore version supposedly was even easier than this one. And even so is the Sega Master version, for that matter, too. Very plain looking box art, just the logo with a black background and the name above. Just because we all know that Mr. Rolfe hated this game so much, I have to give it at best 59.
Whoa! A high F he gives it, which is a buzzer. All right. Well, you have spoken, and now, yeah, you gave it an F. Woo. All right. Gianni, you are up. AVGN expert that you are.
Of course, we all know from him how bad this game is. I mean, came out 2 years after the movie, so kind of that might be a sign how like they just came up with a video game, some random game based on a movie, and they thought this was, I don't know, but we all know him in this game. I mean, it is so confusing. I mean, there's like you can go in the Zool building and then get stuff from the shop, which the Zool building isn't always can't always go in it. It's very hard. All you hear is the Ghostbusters theme over and over and over, and of course the title screen in order to start that or whatever, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But and then of course he makes fun of it.
Ghostbusters, and he even repeats it saying Ghostbusters.
Exactly. That's how he's trying to do it. But I'm gonna have to give it the lowest possible grade, a 50.
A 50. Whoa, that's low. That's a buzzer right there.
A little double thumbs down.
Yep. Brandon Bogard, you are up with the original Ghostbusters.
All right. So let's be real. I'm only looking at the cover art because I'm not familiar with any NES game, nor have I seen anyone play any of those. The only thing I'm really questioning is what's with the road on one of the images in the back cover.
Oh, that's when you can drive the Ecto-1 around the city. And you basically are driving to the museum or something or to the different buildings, and you have to fuel up and everything and buy your weapons. And yeah, you have to make sure that you don't get outridden by the cars and everything. So yeah. It's
more like a racing game.
Part racing game and part of a little bit of everything they took, from it. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give this 80.
An 80. Wow. He goes up high with an 80. Look at that. Okay. Mark Leota, you are up with Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do the jingle this time, but original Ghostbusters, good. The one that they have with all those women in it, the movie one, bad.
The third one, yeah. I didn't even watch it because that's not the true Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It was a rethinking. Let's just say that.
I would rather watch
89
the real Ghost. How much?
89.
89. Wow. Just B and an A together with those guys. Whoa. What a difference of opinion between the four of you. Woo. Well, look, James knew what he was talking about when he said that the movie was a hell of a lot better than the game. What were they thinking? That's what, was this whole line is like, are they crazy? What were they thinking? I mean, how stupid can you be? I mean, he just literally like blew his top when you see it, And the way he was playing it, he even said I had to use the Game Genie to get through. Remember?
Yep.
Like he put the game because he got stuck in the zoo building with the ghosts. He could not get past that one screen. He says, and the ghosts go faster than me, and I can't even outrun these damn things, even with the genie. He was like having a fit. He said it's so hard to control. I was like, and how many times did we hear him use the word F? Fuck! God damn it! Ass!
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking either when they made the game. They were trying, just trying to get themselves out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm going to give this a 53. I'm going to buzz it too. There we go. I give it a double buzzer. All right. Let's go ahead and see what the average is.
I think I've got all.
Well, it's going to stay in the D tier, 66.2. So that gets a horn. Not good. Yep. Unfortunately. All right. We've done the Ghostbusters series. Thank God we're done with that. Next up on the list is Ghosts and Goblins. Ooh, another ghost game here. We'll put that up there. This one was put out by Micronix, Capcom, June 13th, 1986. And let me give you a little.
Oh, Capcom made this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It did. Capcom, yeah.
Oh, you did say Capcom. Oh.
In Japan, it's a platform video game developed by Capcom and released for the arcades in 85. It is the first game in the Ghosts and Goblins franchise and has since been ported to numerous home platforms. It was a major commercial success across arcades and home systems, and it was among the top 10 highest grossing arcade games of 1986 in Japan and the US, the year's sixth best-selling computer game in the UK, and the NES version sold over 1.6 million worldwide, and it initially received generally positive reviews from critics. It's often cited as one of the most difficult games of all time, and retrospectively, it has been considered one of the greatest video games ever made. Wow, they're really giving high hopes to this game tonight. We start this time with Gianni.
Right, so AVGN has played this game for one of his Halloween specials.
Mhm.
Although definitely a much better game. It's a hard game though. Of course, you complain a lot about it. You complain the most of that. You have to beat the game twice.
Mhm.
I was very confused. And I think to get the full end, you have to beat it twice.
Oh.
It was, yeah. I mean, like I said, this is a classic game. I forgot that this was an arcade game. But I mean, it is a classic game. Even like the music, I think is probably one of the most iconic in some of the like NES games, and so good. Capcom actually, Capcom reused it as a hidden like gem in Mega Man 7, actually.
It was wow. I
Yeah,
thought
and
there
I
was
think
only 6 Mega Men, but I guess they made more, huh?
they made a lot of Mega Man, Street
Oh,
Fighter.
yeah.
They made a lot of games, but
Oh,
they
wow.
used this and theme song as a little gem in this Mega Man 7 on Super Nintendo. So
Oh, okay.
get to hear the
That's
16-bit version of that, but it's a good game. It's kind of hard though, so I'm gonna give this one 82.
82. Wow, that's still a B. Very good. Okay, Brandon Bogard, you're up with Ghosts and Goblins. Turn your mic on, please.
He's rating.
Oh, but we can't hear him. There you go.
This was a popular game?
Popular and grossed almost, yeah, a lot of money on it. They sold 1 million copies to be exact. Yep.
What the
Okay.
I'm looking at
This is bad.
every cover and I don't see how. Maybe goblins I can understand. There are no ghosts.
I
There
ain't
ain't
afraid of no
ghosts.
ghosts.
I'm not afraid of no goblin ghost.
All I see are maybe like a couple goblins, freaky looking giants, and that white one that looks like they combined the Donkey Kong villain with Donkey Kong, except whiter.
No.
No, I'm give me the buzzer. 63.
Oh, 63. He buzzes it. Double buzzer. There you go. Mark Leota, you're up with Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah, never played this one, but I can only imagine how insanely difficult it would be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give it a 64.
Ooh, he won up. He won him up. Holy cow. Yeah, but he still buzzed it, though. That's for sure. Okay, Scott McVeigh, you are up with Ghosts and Goblins.
I cannot believe you guys have never understood the pure classic this game is, though. I mean, seriously. This is how I was introduced to the series, was this classic game here, especially the arcades, though, as well. It spawned the original, Ghouls and Ghosts. The second one, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, that came up after that on that as well. Yeah, this is God tier game. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what that big blue guy you thought was Donkey Kong and all that, his name's Astaroth. Thank you very much. 100 for this.
Oh, look at that. Our first 100 of the night goes to Scott McVeigh. Oh, there you have it. Well, hey, man, what a difference of opinion you guys have given this game. I'm telling you, that's Wipe Those Tears for you. At any given moment, it could be a broad range of highs to lows, and that's why we average out all the scores here. Well, look, as far as I'm concerned with Ghosts and Goblins, never played the game, never thought it even existed. I like the cover art, though. This reminds me of Mr. Munchkin from Odyssey. the way the cover art is, it looks like something from the Odyssey, too, you know? Mr. Munchkin's Land, you know? That's all I can think of on that, but very colorful. Yeah, that's all that's getting me excited about it. I'm going to say 65. I'm going to buzz it, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. We have our 5 scores. Let's go ahead and average it out.
I think I've got all.
Well, with Scott McVeigh's 100, it actually went up to the C tier at 74.8. Even with those low scores, Scott saved it from being a D and actually puts it in the C tier. 74.8. Yep. All right. We got another game here for you. Let's go ahead and reveal it. This is Ghoul School. Yes, Ghoul School by Imagineering and Electro Brain. March 1992. It was unreleased. Let me give you a little background about this. It's a Metroidvania game released for the NES. And this game takes place in a high school which has been overrun by ghosts and demons. It's a side-scrolling action-adventure game considered an early example of Metroidvania. Wow. So it's kind of like a spin-off of Metroid there. We go back to the top of the order, and this time we start with Brandon Bogart.
The story behind this is very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
We have someone who's human who has just set up a haunted situation in his own high school. I'm gonna give this a 90.
90. He's so blunt about it. You got it perfect there.
Did you just say plumped about it?
I said plumped and blunt. 90.
Yeah.
You just went right for the dagger. Boom. Blunt 90. Yep. You knew what you wanted to say about it. Very good. Mark Leota, Ghoul School.
Ooh.
I mean, we can't have it Gowl School. It's Ghoul School.
Yeah, I'm usually not one for scary games. 69.
D, unfortunately, a buzzer. Okay, Scott McVeigh, Ghoul School.
Yeah, I'm looking at the description of this game. First of all, I love the plot idea, though. It sounds like it would be something you would find in one of those 80s B-movie style things that Trauma Team you would have released. It sounds really cool, though. I've never played the game, to be honest with you, and while I do like the idea of the really haunted-looking lightning on the picture and all that, it just looks way too boring for me. Just given a basis on everything together, like I said, this would have been a great movie if it was made by the Trauma Team, but I still have to give it a 65.
D, though. He buzzes it. 65. Okay, Gianni Pizzi, Ghoul School.
Okay. Some of it is, I mean, it is, I guess some of the enemies are scary a little bit. I kind of like the kind of perspective on the cover of the tower or the school. So definitely kind of like that. Eugen hasn't played this one, but definitely one he could. I think I'm looking at this one photo of on the background. There are a couple of, I don't know what's in the background. Those little dreams with the faces out, and then the eyeball standing up, the body with the eye, just one eyeball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one 78.
78?
Yep.
Okay, 78. We'll do that for you. Okay. Ghoul School reminds me of something that we would see on Saturday morning cartoons, you know? Welcome to Ghoul School, where everybody becomes ghosts and goblins and everything else in life. Like you can see, would be narrated by Vincent Price, definitely. If anything, Vincent Price would be the narrator. You'd probably have all the Teen Titans, the one that looks like the little werewolf kid. What's his name from Teen Titans?
You mean Beast Boy?
Yeah, Beast Boy would be in this. Or like a early knockoff of Beast Boy, you know? And then, of course, Teen Wolf would be in it. And then anybody else who would be like Jason would be in it. You know, Freddy Krueger would be in it. And Slimer and Marshmallow Man would be in it. You know, take all the ghosts and goblins from all of the character animated series, you know, and do a show called Ghoul School, and I guarantee you it would probably be a lot better. They probably put on Nickelodeon or something.
Oh God, no.
Nick.
Well, what would you put it under? Would you put it under like slime? Would you put it under a different show, kids show?
Anything that is
Cartoon
anything
Network?
that isn't as corporate as Nickelodeon is.
How about Cartoon Network then? I mean,
I'd
that
say they're almost sort of there.
sort of similar, yeah. As far as that,
Probably could have put this back on the hub when it existed.
that's true, right? Yeah.
The hub.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've never played the game. I'm looking at the cover art. This just reminds me of a Saturday morning cartoon cover, which really doesn't really excite me. So I'm going to say 58. Oh, buzzer. Yep. Very much indeed. All right. Let's see what we got for the scores here.
I think I've got all.
Okay. Ghoul School actually goes up into the C tier at 72. Wow.
Wow.
Got some high scores there. So got a high score, some low scores, kind of a mix of everything. And that's the way it goes sometimes, you know? Okay. We're now coming up to the final half hour of our program. And of course, you know, the question of the show is, do we stop and pick up where we leave off next week, or do we continue for the half hour and go until 11? What's the majority going to say this time?
I'm ready to go if you guys want to go a little further, though.
Sure, there's some others I definitely want to go to tonight.
Okay. So everybody's agreeing to go to 11 then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I always do that for you just to kind of, because I know that sometimes some of us have to work. Some of us want to get some sleep. I'm wide awake and ready to go. I'm pretty good with this one tonight. So, okay. Now we're going to get ready for the next game. And I think a lot of people have seen this in some way, shape, or form. And it's G.I. Joe, me, I Mo. Real American Hero. Yeah, now this one is definitely hold on a minute. Let me zoom up the area here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm in the GEs. Okay. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. What in the world? Don't tell me that G.I. Joe is actually in the J's.
What?
Really? No, can't be.
Can't be.
Can't be. No. That's wrong. Go
Why,
to.
you can't find it?
No, I can't according to my list here. Hold on.
I'll put this in the private chat.
Thank you. That would be great. Oh no, I found it. G.I. Joe.
At the top of the G's.
Top of the G's. Wow. Okay, we've got this is the first one. Yes. The Real American Hero. Okay, this was put out by Kid and Capcom. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. But I found it, so we're good. Kid and I'm looking at the wrong one. Kid and Taxon. January 1991. The Real American Hero. It was based on the toy line of the same name. The game was produced by Ken Loeb, developed by the same Japanese team, then later formed KID or Kid. A sequel developed by the same team titled G.I. Joe, The Atlantis Factor, which we'll look at in just a little bit. Was released the following year, but was published by Capcom after Taxon went out of business. G.I. Joe on the NES garnered positive reception from reviewers since its initial release. Praise was given to the colorful graphics, ability to choose between characters and form a team, soundtrack, controls, gameplay, and music, but the occasional flickering issues was criticized. Retrospective commentary has been positive. Okay. Who we picking up with this time? Is it Scott McVeigh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Scott, you're up.
Okay. Well, of course, I can't lie. I have not actually played either of the two G.I. Joe games. The only G.I. Joe I've actually remember playing was Konami's arcade version, which was the behind the shoulder running gun, and I still love that one a lot. But I do have to say, this cover art looks great. You got 5 iconic characters here from the series, especially including Snake Eyes, probably one of my favorites.
Oh,
And
Cobra Khan. Yeah.
Well, those two, Cobra and all that too. But for the heroes, I got to admit, these are really good as well. Cover art alone, a 93.
93. Very good. Yes. Nicely done. Okay. And now we go to Gianni Pizzi with G.I. Joe, the real American hero.
Okay. Never really actually got into the G.I. Joe toys, but I haven't really seen much of the game.
And I don't think James played this or showed it on any. I don't think it's.
He has, or I don't know if Mike has.
Mike probably have covered it on his Monday edition.
James and Mike Monday, they might have, but
yeah.
See, if we're looking at it, definitely graphics definitely look cool. I'm gonna give this one 87.
87, high B, very good. Okay. Brandon Bogart, G.I. Joe, the real American hero. Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, so with this one, I do question like some of the images in the back cover, including one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm looking at a. I feel like I'm. This is weird of me to say, but feel like I'm looking at a fat, half-naked woman.
Whoa!
Oh! Oh my God!
It just came to me. What?
You just died on the platform there, but. Your rendition of a fat naked woman, according to G.I. Joe's perspective. I hope we have no offensive. Hope people do not take offense to that. No fat women were harmed in the game. Trust me, I can say that right now. Women are beautiful. Okay, you're beautiful. You're not that if you were married, right?
But okay, before we get off topic, 78. I'll give it 78.
78. Okay. I mean, you set yourself up for that one there, Brandon. You really did, because when you said the naked fat woman, that's it. Yeah. Good night. Okay, Mark, you are up with the G.I. Joe.
Who doesn't love G.I. Joe?
Right? Nobody doesn't like G.I. Joe, like Sarah Lee. It's like Sarah Lee.
Anyone that doesn't like G.I. Joe or didn't like G.I. Joe back in the day, particularly the cartoon, then I'm sorry, but you had a messed up childhood.
Agreed.
I pray to you to the porcelain city.
All right. Anyway, 93.
93. Yeah. You are mentally disturbed if you didn't know what G.I. Joe was. That you are mentally disturbed if you don't have it. Okay, now me personally did not play the game, but watched the show. Did not, because my mother refused to say, "Hey, you had He-Man, you don't need G.I. Joe." So I never had the toys. But I watched the show like every other kid in the 80s. We did that. Scott, you could vouch for me on that, right?
Yes.
We watched it religiously.
Yeah, my cousins really liked getting the G.I. Joe toys for Christmas and everything as well, though, too.
Yeah. See, I played with them with somebody else who owned them. I was able to interact with that, but I never owned my own set of G.I. Joes because my mom said, "You have He-Man, you collect that." Okay. And I was cool with He-Man. He-Man was great. I'm not going to complain. I got almost all the He-Man characters that I could get every Christmas, so I was happy about that. Mm-hmm. But G.I. Joe, now the game, really, you got great cover art. That's saving grace right there. That's the only thing that's preventing me from giving it a full perfect score, because if I would have played the game, I probably would have been very hard. A lot of action on it. I'm going to give this an 88. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to give it an 88. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and average it out. See what we have here. Ooh. Man.
got all.
Okay, well, it's not an A, but it sure was close to it. 87.8, and that puts it in the B tier. Oh boy. Yeah. Get up there, fun friends. There we go. In the B tier. So we go now to the next game here, and that's the second one in the series here in the G.I. Joe area. Let me pull it up for you. And this one was G.I. Joe, the Atlantis Factor, put out by Capcom, March of 1992. And this is an action platform video game, and it was released only in North America in 92. Previously, a G.I. Joe video game was released in 91, as you know. The Atlantis Factor players control a member of the G.I. Joe team, a group of highly skilled soldiers, as they battle against the evil organization Cobra. The game features multiple levels, each with its own unique environments and enemies. They collect power-ups to enhance their characters' abilities and weapons, and can also call on other members of the G.I. Joe team for assistance. Yes, they received mixed reviews upon release, with some praising its challenging gameplay and strong graphics, while others criticized its repetitive nature. Okay, we start with Gianni Peasy with this one.
Okay. So yeah, I think this kind of looks a little bit, I guess, like the last one. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, I guess it kind of does a little bit. Too much blue, I think. I mean, I guess Atlantis kind of like a water theme, so I guess with the kind of prefer, I guess, graphics with the first one. I'm gonna give this one though 82.
82. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So the
good.
cover art definitely looks a lot better. I think more detailed than the last one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you got it there, Gianni. And now we go back to Brandon Bocard with the second, with the G.I. Joe, the Atlantis Factor. Okay.
Okay, this time, I'm actually looking at this very, very good.
Uh-huh.
Not just the front cover. I feel like with this one, as I read the text on the back cover, that there's a bit more story there, more mission, more depth.
Yeah.
And that third one on the bottom, third image and the back cover on the bottom, that is one good looking tank.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. Just a bit, just 3 off, but I'm giving it 97.
97, a high A, but not enough for a perfect score there. Okay. We go now to Mark Liotta with the Atlantis Factor, G.I. Joe.
Atlantis Factor G.I. Joe.
Kind of like G.I. Joe 2.
So I guess a sequel, in other words.
Yeah, because came out the year after in 92 when the first one came out in 91. Yep.
Yep. All right. 98.
Ooh, he won up to Brandon Bocard. Oh, man. Well, he was going to one up eventually there, but he got it. That's all that matters. All right, Scott McVeigh, wrap it up for us on the Atlantis Factor, G.I. Joe.
Okay, we all know this is a good story here compared to it. As I read the little description here, how Cobra Commander is trying to get revenge here from last time and raises up Atlantis to help, as a base for his new operations. And as Brandon was saying, there are some really good graphics. He loved the tank looking. While the cover is a lot more colorful, definitely more action oriented, it doesn't have as many of the recognized characters from the other game though, but it is still an impressive title. I am actually going to give this one 95.
Ooh, a little lower, but 95, still a good A there. Okay, well, like I said, again, I've never played the G.I. Joe games themselves, watched the cartoon series, but there was some of these movies, so this was actually a cartoon movie, wasn't it, Scott?
I can't remember. Like I said, I think this was an original story, but the characters probably could have been a movie. The only other movies I remember seeing in the animated series were basically like the mini series of when they first introduced Serpentor And then the that was the one where they introduced Serpentor and had Sergeant Slaughter with his little ragtag group as well there.
See, I knew Sergeant Slaughter was somehow connected because then he became the wrestler.
Yeah.
Which was very popular in the heydays. Yes. The cover art is fantastic. I mean, this has got to be one of those cover arts that just says yes. Speak to me, speak to me, speak to me. I will one up both Brandon Bogart and Mark Leota with a 99. Oh, that's because I'm saving it for my. I want up both of those guys just to make them look like, why did they even mess with those scores that were just 3 off, Not to be. Let's see what the average is for this particular game. The Atlantis Factor.
I think I've got all.
Well, it took you long enough to get there. Finally, gentlemen, you did it. You got your first day of the night. Yay!
All right.
Finally.
Oh, yeah, you finally got it. Let's put the clangs up there. And finally, 94.2. Yeah, all right. Very good. And with about 15 minutes left, I think we've got time to review the 2 soccer games. So let's go ahead real quick on these next 2, and then we'll wrap it up. This is goal 2. Goal 2! Yeah, let's look at the goal 2 here real quick. These are, of course, soccer games now. So, yeah. Let's see. I got to go up for this one here. Okay. Goal 2 was put out by Jelco. Or Jalico.
Jalico, I think.
Jelco, Jalico. Yeah. September 25th, 1992. It's a soccer football video game, or the Spanish. Game supports up to 2 players. The game has 4 modes. You can play World Cup, Tournament, League, Shoot Competition, Asian Cup, and Versus mode. The object of the game is the same as in real football. One team must score more goals than the other to win. So I don't have to explain soccer. You guys know about this. We start off on the top of the game here with Brandon Bogart.
Well, I don't really know soccer that much. I don't watch a lot of soccer.
Oh.
The graphics, however, on the images look terrific. The images and gameplay look very good.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I'm giving it 93.
93 with the goal 2. Okay. Okay, we go to Mark Leota. Goal 2.
Goal!
Yep.
Yeah, soccer's always an exciting sport. It's also very popular.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will. Well, of course, with me liking sports games a lot, I'm going to give this a 99.
Oh, one shy of a perfect score. He gives it a 99. Can I ask why you did not give it 100? What was your reason for that, Mark? Is there something that just kind of like you didn't see?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay. That is totally fine. Okay. We now go to Scott McVeigh for goal 2.
Okay, well, I want to tell you right now, as when I looked this up on Wikipedia a few minutes ago, it gave me a completely different box art, and so I shared in the private chat the link to the actual picture there.
Oh yeah,
you will see there's a big difference between this great looking cover and the generic looking cover that they actually put on Wikipedia. Right. I like this cover a lot better than the other one because it's more action oriented. It doesn't have a boring white background, and I will also give this a pretty high score. Unfortunately, not as high as Mark there, but I'll still give it a good 95.
95. Okay, that's still a high A when you think about it. Okay, Gianni, goal 2.
Okay, So it's kind of, I guess, kind of in the same vein as like golf or which we're actually gonna get to, or baseball. I mean,
Now,
kind of generic.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's basic soccer football game. Um, yeah, I'm gonna give this one definitely some graphics on it. I feel like they could have done better. I think with a little bit of, I guess the cover art. It's like, why is he actually? It's not, I guess you can because he's hitting the soccer ball with soccer ball with his head, which you can do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought he had need like help or something. I thought it was something wrong with it. I don't know why. 79.
Oh, a little low for that. 79. Okay, still a passing grade on it for Gianni. Okay. Look, soccer games are come and go. I tried to play both of these games. I failed miserably. I could not control the ball. I'd rather play hockey more than anything else on the console games because you had more control of the players and the pucks and everything else of that sort. So, but looking at the cover art for Goal 2, like Scott says, this is just pure right to the point. I mean, these guys look like they're ready to jump off the cover pretty much. Only thing I can't say is that the gameplay is it lags a lot, basically. So me giving it an A would not be. I'm going to give it a B at 86. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's get the score here. Divide it up by 5.
I think I've got all.
Well, wouldn't you believe it, gentlemen? That is your second A in a row. You did it. 90.2. Check it out. There you go. Nice. 94, actually. I'm sorry. 90.4. That's an A. That's your second one of the night. Yeah. Bravo, bravo. Okay, we've got time for one more here, so let's go ahead and bring it up right now. Wow, that was weak. Okay, here we go. It's the first goal. Yep. Let me go ahead and give you the rendition of this. This is by Jailco, December 23rd, 1988. And, of course, the game has 4 modes, same thing as the second one. You know how it is. I don't have to explain it. We start this time with Mark Leota.
Another fun, great soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess this. I'm not sure if this would be considered like the predecessor to FIFA or.
I don't know. Does anybody have an idea if it was like FIFA, the World Cup?
I wish I could give you a good answer. Unfortunately, no.
Johnny, do you know anything about?
I don't know if it is. I don't.
Okay.
All right,
Looks like it could be.
Yeah, probably.
No, I don't think it was an official World Cup game, but
But it did have World Cup mode on it, though. For both of them
Yeah.
had Cup mode, so yeah.
All right. Well, I will give that a 98.
98. Wow, he's really good on that. There it is. Yeah. Okay, Scott McVeigh, the first goal.
Yeah. Well, I cannot give this as high of a one as Goal 2, just for the simple fact we're going back to a more or generic looking here, very plain whitish background. And if you remember what I just said for the previous one, when I showed you the other box arts for the North America of the sequel there, compared to the awesome looking one that we had there in our little listing here, this unfortunately has to be a lot lower than what I gave it the other one. I'm going to have to unfortunately give this a 75.
75. All right, still passing grade, but not like you said before. Yeah, your difference in the A to the C. All right, not bad on that one, Johnny. You're up with goal. Goal.
okay.
One.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Haven't yeah, I guess pretty much I don't see much of a difference between the first one, actually. First and second, I guess graphics. Yeah, I don't think they're kind of actually no, it does look a little different. It's more of an overhead view. Different views, so I feel like not as good as the second one. I'm gonna give this one 72.
72. Okay. Still a passing grade on it. Okay, like I said before, you know, got to think about this in terms of. Oh, we got one more person. I'm sorry. Sorry, my friend. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
I ought to
Wow.
Yeah. Brandon Bogart, you're up.
Okay, yeah. So the front cover and one of the images of gameplay look fine. The other, it's like it seems a little too small where it might feel like the players are, instead of like this they're like
Ooh.
Short, yeah.
Like foosball characters.
Right. Yeah, where they get flippy flip.
Is that what they're called?
Foosball, yeah. Well, which is like, you know, with the soccer table. It's called foosball, yep.
With that, I'm going to give that 76.
76, okay. Still a passing grade on it. Okay, now I guess I'm up finally. Yeah, like I said, had very struggles with this game, played it, and didn't like it. Like I said, I'd rather play hockey. Cover art, very simplified. Scott, I can agree with you on that. For time constraints, I'm going to still say this is about a 77. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's go ahead and average it out and wrap it up for the night here.
I think I've got all.
Yeah, like you said, unfortunately, with this one, it's going to go into the C tier. Yep, 79.6. There you go. Wow, what the heck was
Sorry,
that?
that was my throat. I'm like,
Oh my.
yeah.
Okay. All right, we are there and definitely going to have a time's up here. Yeah, there you go. Well, time is up, gentlemen. As they say, in fact, we're out of time anyways. So we're going to shut down again. Yes. All right. Well, that was a good run there for tonight's half of the G's are done. We still have about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, about 19 G's left, and then we go into the H's. So we will definitely get into the H's if we all, hup to it. You know what I mean? But I want to, yeah. But I want to thank you all for coming tonight. Are you all going to be back again next week?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So we've got a full foursome. We can now officially crown. We have officially crowned Scott McVeigh as the newest tier master here. He's on the second tier list with us, and we appreciate that. Thank you all for joining us here tonight on the show. I'm Jason DeCanio for Brandon Bogart, Mark Leota, Gianni Pizzi, and Scott McVeigh. We all say good night and see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Gary Dawson Network for more great content like this one.